What's up, guys and gals? It's your boy Jeff coming back to you with a review of Nos4a2 by Joe Hill, the book and the TV show on AMC, Nos4a2. I'm going to compare both of them. I'm going to compare the book to the show. Alright guys, if you guys didn't know who Joe Hill is actually Stephen King's son. That he didn't want to be named, he didn't want to use the King name, and he changed it to Hill instead of King. So now this Joe Hill is actually Stephen King's son. Actually, I believe he's the youngest out of two sons. He has a brother. I forgot what the brother's name was, but the brother didn't become a writer, so Joe actually became a writer. Actually, Joe Hill actually wrote comics before he wrote. Now I think he wrote short stories before he wrote this. So this is one of his big stories. But he actually wrote comics before that, and he actually wrote Lock and Key, one of my favorite horror comics. So guys, Lock and Key is a really good comic. If you guys ever get a chance to, I would pick it up. I would recommend you guys pick it up. It's a really good story, and it's gonna become a Netflix show too. So that's really good. I thought it was really good, but AMC actually picked them up. I'm surprised Netflix didn't pick it up, because these two things are supposed to be in the same universe. I'm surprised they didn't pick it up with each other. AMC didn't pick that up. But that's AMC's bad, because these two things are supposed to be in the same universe. And last time I heard from Joe Hill actually said some of this stuff actually takes place in the same universe of his dad's stuff. So I'm pretty interested to see if they're gonna bring any of this stuff up. All right, let's compare characters from the book to the TV show. The 4 to 5 main characters you guys got to look out for are Charlie Manx, Bing Partridge, Vic McQueen, and Maggie Sawyer. And then pretty much all the characters are pretty similar from the book. It's just Bing Partridge's part in the show and in the book. He actually didn't work at the school with and he didn't actually interact with Vic McQueen at all. Bing actually works at a Narcan Farms in the book, like a medical supply place in the book, as a janitor. But the janitor part was right for Bing, but Bing actually didn't actually interact with Vic McQueen at all. There was actually another janitor character in the book from the school. So they took a character out and put Bing in that spot. But pretty much they changed not much stuff, but they added some stuff and took some stuff out. Like how we actually meet Charlie Manx is actually in a jail hospital, that he's actually a vegetable in a jail hospital, that he's laying in a hospital bed. A nurse actually walks up with a thing of blood. So we don't actually meet Charlie that way in the show. We actually meet him actually in the middle of kidnapping a kid to take him to Christmas Land. So the book tells you that Charlie actually has a place to take all these children that he kidnapped to a place called Christmas Land. But the book actually you don't actually meet Charlie that way. You meet Charlie kidnapping a child at first. And I don't think that, actually when I read the book, I don't think that happened at all. It does happen, but it doesn't happen until later in the book, where he actually kidnaps a girl, a chess champion. So Charlie, character-wise, is the same. Vic McQueen, character-wise, is the same. It's the only character that isn't the same in the show from the book is Bing Partridge. Bing actually is not a janitor at her school. Is actually a janitor at another, like a medical supply place. And then Maggie Sawyer is the same. Maggie Sawyer actually is a librarian, and actually there's a part in the show where actually Maggie's a little different too. Maggie's supposed to have a stammer, supposed to stutter, and because she actually stutters in the book when Vic and her meet. So episode 2, it looks like episode 2, Vic's gonna actually meet Maggie Sawyer, but there's actually a part in the show where she uses this Brit. The whole thing is Vic lives in here, Iowa. There's she has a big imagination. She uses a bridge to find stuff. Like there's a bridge called I forgot what the bridge name was at this point right now, but she uses the bridge to find things. That's like her imagination. It takes her out of our reality into a different reality. So Charlie actually has something that does that too. Charlie has his Rolls Royce Wraith that does that to take the kids from our reality to Charlie's reality to Christmas Land. So his Rolls Royce Wraith cuts in between our world and the dream world. So and then Vic has her Raleigh Tough Burner bicycle that does the same thing. She rides that bike onto the shorter way bridge. So the shorter way bridge is actually, oh yeah, they actually changed how the shorter way bridge actually got demoed. They say actually Vic's dad actually helped demo it, but in the book, Vic's dad got actually mad because he actually wasn't one of the ones that actually helped demo the bridge, because the bridge is the same, but there's certain things that they added, certain parts that they took out. Like there's a part where she actually is drawing in school, and actually they took a part out. There's actually a part where she's actually drawing in school, and then she gets out. It's the summertime. They took bits and pieces out, but they condensed it a little to make it fit in the show, I guess. So that was actually, the show wasn't bad, guys. I really enjoyed the show. They just took bits and pieces out of the book that I think would have made a little more sense. But I really enjoyed the book too. If you guys haven't read Nos4a2, I would recommend you guys read the book and follow along with the show. It's not too far from each other, so I would actually read it and actually watch it at the same time. That's what I'm doing right now. It's actually kind of fun, actually. I'm actually kind of far ahead. I'm actually maybe in episode 3, if the way it's going on AMC. I think I'm on episode 3 right now in the book. So that's pretty fun. Alright guys, I'm gonna recommend what to read. Actually, what to read, guys. So I'm gonna recommend you guys, before you guys read the book Nos4a2, I will recommend you guys. He actually did a comic to a prequel. It takes place before Nos4a2. Everything that takes place in this. So you actually meet Charlie first, and how actually this explains how Charlie got the car, how he became who he became in the first place, where he kidnaps children and stuff, why he kidnaps children. So Rafe, I would recommend you guys read Rafe first. It was a 7-issue miniseries. It was actually good. It actually explained to you guys how Charlie received the Rolls Royce Wraith, or the Phantom, or whatever it's called. It actually explained to you how he received this car. It's pretty cool, guys. So I would recommend you guys read this before you read this, and you'll enjoy the book and the story a little better, because it actually explains a lot. Prequel stuff, it actually explains how he could receive this, and actually I think some of the show took some of this stuff out of here and added it to this, because I believe there's a part in here about how he recruited. Yeah, so when when Charlie actually kidnaps that young kid, I think it took place in here. So I think they took bits and pieces out of each other. So they may have combined stuff with the book, with the comic. So I have to re-look through these guys to see if they actually took bits and pieces out of here and added into the show, because it looks like it. So guys, it's your boy Jeff, or AKA Cantonese Comic King. I got renamed on Instagram. So some of you guys actually renamed me the Cantonese Comic King. So guys, it's your boy Jeff. You know who it is. You know what it is. It's your boy Jeff, the Cantonese Comic King, signing out.